here we are for another chair yoga class. Today's class we are going to again be focusing on our lower back. So nothing but a chair for class today. Let me get my watch going. So we're going to jump in like usual to our class right away. We're going to start with a back arch. So how this is going to look is you're going to need to come to the front of your chair. All right, and I'm going to do mine from the side just so you can see. But literally we're just going to take our hands on our back and press into our lower back, rounding our spine, kind of forming like a C shape. I know it's kind of hard to tell with me, but bringing it back, and on your exhale, releasing. So like I said, sitting up nice and tall, forward on our chair. We're going to press our hands into our lower back. Inhale as we round our spine. And exhale, come to the front. All right, so as you do this, just go ahead, get in the zone, take those nice deep breaths. Calm yourself down. If it's too much on your shoulders to have them on your back, you can always just grab a chair and round your spine. But we really want to think of creating that C shape here. Really push your stomach out and forward. Round that spine. Align your breathing here. Let's just do this 2 more times. And last one here. Go ahead and place your hands on your thighs. We're going to go into our cat-cow. So again, we're going to continue that thought of pushing our lower back forward, but now also really focusing on opening up our chest here as well. And then rounding our spine. Think pushing that lower back out. Although we are really focusing on our lower back here today, the cat-cow pose here is really good at just getting a nice stretch throughout our entire spine, opening up of our chest. I always really like to hold our cat position and really feel that opening and stretching through my shoulder blades here. So listen to your body. How are we doing? Nice. We're going to stay here for just a couple more moments, sticking with me. Let's do 2 more times through. Here's 1, going into our cat position. And last one here. Whew. I apologize for the yawning. Did not mean to have that one slip out. Now, go ahead, relax your shoulders back, okay? Sit up nice and tall. We're going to go into some lower back circles. So just think, like I always say when we do these, think of trying to hit every number on the clock with your hips. So just nice and easy. You're going to be rocking from one butt cheek to the other here. All right. But just feel that rotation of the hips. We want to really push it forward, out to the side, and lowering to the front. And really take your time with these, okay? There's no rush in classes for yoga, so taking our time. Again, think of a clock. We want to hit every number on that clock. Good. And while we do this, we want our upper or our spine to be nice and long here. All right, so don't slouch down. Keep a nice, strong posture. And just find some steadiness, find some relaxation in this movement here. I'm just thinking of like being on a floaty out on the water in a nice sunny day. Just sounds so good right now. And just kind of the tide rushing in and out. We'll do a couple more circles in this direction and then we'll be switching, so bear with me here. Go ahead and now bringing ourselves to a neutral position. I want you to switch the direction that you were going. So many people probably did that clockwise, so now think going counterclockwise. And again, it's just that same motion, nice and slow. Think of really bringing yourself all the way around the clock here. Just trying to get some mobility in that lower back. And again, make sure we're sitting up nice and tall. Our shoulders are away from our ears, resting our hands wherever feels comfortable. Eyes can be open or closed, again, whatever's floating your boat today. And just really find that place of peace and relaxation for yourself. And just enjoy the slow, steady movements here. Again, hitting every point on that clock. Loosening up that lower back, giving a nice stretch. A few more moments here. Remember to keep your breathing. We have one more time around here. And bringing ourselves back to that neutral position here. Now we're going to go into our pelvic tilt. So think of rolling our hips forward and then rolling back. So again, it's kind of like breaking that cat-cow down again. Almost like that back arch that we started, but again, our hands are not involved, and we just want to feel our pelvis rotating forward and back. So from the side, I'm not sure if you'll be able to tell, but just rolling up and down. Think of bringing your butt bone up and then back down. So you definitely should notice when you're doing your pelvic tilts here that, again, our bellies are going to be kind of pushing forward. But this is also giving a nice stretch to those muscles in our pelvis, and anything that's tight in our hamstrings or glutes, our lower back is going to contribute to that lower back pain. So we really want to make sure we're getting a nice stretch, keeping ourselves moving. And again, try to align your breathing. As you're tilting your hips forward, think of breathing in. Exhaling as we're coming back down. And then of course, like I said, although we're focusing on the back, I just want you to check in with the rest of your body here. Make sure your jaw is nice and loose so we're not clenching. We have our shoulders away from our ears. We're feeling and breathing with intention. Good, just a couple more tilts here. going and sliding into our spinal roll ups and downs. So now, nice and easy. It's almost like we're going into a forward fold, but I really want you to take a time and almost imagine every vertebrae moving on its own. So just nice and easy. I feel like, oh, ow, okay. Excuse me, sorry. Oh, okay. Take a big deep breath in. And as we exhale again, starting at the very bottom of our spine, just feel that separation through the vertebrae. Good, remember to keep our shoulders relaxed. And just nice and easy, coming in almost like I said to that forward fold. And allowing your neck to participate here as well. And then as we come back up, just the opposite direction, feel every vertebrae stacking back on top of one another here until eventually we're upright. So you can go ahead and do this at your own pace, but again, just really take your time. Do this movement with attention, feel the separation in the vertebrae, and when you finally have your neck hanging, stay there for a moment just to kind of let that sink in and feel that deep separation. Nice and easy, taking your time with this. Remember, we want to think of ourselves as rolling on our spine, so not just bending over. So keep that in mind here as well. Think of yourselves rolling over a ball, really rounding, rounding, rounding. And you should really be feeling a nice stretch, especially when we're in that deep portion of this move where our neck is dangling, really in that lower to mid back region. Good, nice and easy. Let's do this move one more time here. Remember to let your neck participate, so we're going to hold this move for just an extra minute or two, or moment or two. If you want, you can kind of swing your neck side to side, feel a nice stretch there. Or if it feels good to just hold it in the middle, you can always keep it there. Wonderful, nice and easy. Let's slowly roll ourselves back up. Good, nice and easy all the way through that neck. Take a big deep breath here, collect yourself. I know going up and down can kind of get the blood rushing, so let's just take a moment to take a couple of deep breaths here. Good, again, keeping a nice strong core to help protect that lower back here. Checking in with the rest of our body, our feet nice and flat on the floor, shoulders are relaxed, jaws loose. Or take a deep breath here, inhaling, raising our hands above our head, our seated chair pose. So as we're sitting towards the end of our seat. Arms are about 45-degree angle here. And just nice and easy holding this position. And then I want you to slowly lean your hips forward. Exhale, dropping the hands. Coming back to that original upright. And again, you can do this on your own, breathing in. We're going to inhale. Our hands are coming up above our head as we slightly lean forward, holding this for a breath or two. And on our exhale, slowly dropping our hands, returning to that upright position. Good. So here, really find strength through that core, that lower back. As we lean forward, think putting all that weight into your heels, all right? So again, just checking in with the rest of our body here. Although we're seated, we always want that weight to go into our heels just to protect our knees. Last one here, breathing in. Holding this position, remember to get that little lean forward in. And as we exhale, we're gonna come all the way down into a forward fold, all right? Again, let that back release here, let your neck participate. You don't need to look at me, all right? We all know what a forward fold is by now. So really let that neck hang here. And as you're taking those deep breaths, you should be able to feel those lungs expanding throughout the rib cage. If you want, you can add a little bit of a ragdoll to this, crossing our hands and moving side to side. But again, just taking a moment to find that release through the spine. Think every vertebrae being separated here. If you're feeling lightheaded, you can always inhale and return to that upright position. Take a moment to let the blood redisperse through the body, and then go back into that forward fold. Remember, even in the forward fold, keep your breathing steady here. Take a big deep breath in, and on your exhale, slowly roll. Feel every vertebrae restacking on top of one another here. And again, we're gonna let that blood redisperse, so we're all gonna take a minute here to just take some deep breaths. Take one more deep breath here. Go ahead, inhale, placing the right hand up into the sky, leaning toward our left. Getting a nice side body stretch here. And already I felt a couple cracks in my lower back. So again, just kind of getting those vertebrae separated, nice and easy. Good, bring that right arm down. Inhale, bringing the left hand up over top. Bending the opposite direction here. Good, as we inhale, breathe into that side body. And just alternate between the two at your own pace. I love this side body stretch because although it's pretty simple, I feel like every class that I do this, I feel my spine crack. So definitely a nice way to keep it mobile. As you exhale, go ahead and extend that right leg nice and long. We're going to inhale, both hands coming up above our head. Exhale, reaching towards our toes for basic hamstring stretch here. All right, so like I had mentioned earlier, although it's lower back focus, your hamstrings have a lot to do with your lower back. So we want to make sure we're nice and loose here. Really sink into your pose. Excuse me, hiccups. All right, try to get your toes pointed towards the sky for a nice deep stretch. And on your next exhale, slowly come up. And we'll switch over to the left side, inhaling. And on our exhale, reaching towards our toes. And on your next exhale, slowly rolling up, switching over to the other side. We're going to do one more each way here. And on the next exhale, one last time, we're going to switch over towards that left hamstring. And exhale, returning to our upright position. Taking a big deep breath on our exhale, going into our pigeon pose. So a couple modifications that we can do here. If you are able to, pigeon pose is when we bring our leg all the way up to our top of our leg. This is gonna loosen up our hips, which again, tight hips can lead to lower back problems. So it's always nice to get a stretch here. If this is not a possibility for you, though, the modifications that we have, we can always just cross our toes, which I'll scoot back even more, so sorry for this moment, pause. You can always cross your toes and really just let that hip go out towards the side. You'll still feel a little bit of a stretch here. All right, if that's attainable and you want something deeper, you can try to go up towards the shin more. You're probably gonna have to hold your leg up for this one. Again, you're gonna loosen up the hip, but ultimately our goal is going to try to be to get all the way up here. I know with hip replacements and just age in general, it gets harder to do these things with lack of flexibility, but that's okay. All right, just no expectations, do the best you can, and find whatever is going to loosen up those hips for you. And maybe you can get your leg onto your knee, but it's your knee that's bent up top that hurts. You can always cross your legs, okay? There's no wrong poses in yoga, so that's the beautiful thing about this class. And if you want a deeper stretch, you're gonna slightly hinge at those hips, leaning forward into your pose. I'm getting a little crowded here, can't really do that though. And again, really that outer hip should feel the release through this. A couple more moments here. Exhale, go ahead and switch. Going to the other side. Again, for that basic pigeon pose here. Oof. Definitely have a tight left hip. Explains why my left lower back has been pretty sore lately. Again, the human body is just so intertwined, and one thing leads to another. That's why it's always nice to take this moment or these classes, because you know, just a good stretch is really all the body needs sometimes. Good. Find whatever position's comfortable for you again, whether that's just crossing over the foot, onto the shin, below the knee, on top, cross-legged. I don't even know if that's a word. Oof. Good. Nice and easy, holding it here. Gonna take an exhale. Releasing our foot towards the floor. I'm gonna scoot back up towards you. Sorry for the chair noise. And nice and easy, let's just do some core twist here, holding just for a brief moment and releasing to the other side. Remember, we always want to inhale as we return to center and exhale as we switch sides. Last one here. Return ourselves to center. We're inhaling, bringing our knee towards our chest, rounding our spine forward. All right, try to round the best you can. Really let your knee pull down your hands. You're gonna feel that separation in that upper back. And release, and nice and easy. We're just gonna alternate between the two here. Again, for those of you at home, I really want you to try to round and bring your chest towards your knee if you're able. That's gonna really create that separation in the lower back. And again, just find support within yourself. Let's do it one more time on each side. And last one here. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and on the front of our chair, we're going to move towards our left side. We're going to do our bottom half of our warrior pose here. So this is our quad hip flexor stretch. We're going to take our right leg and go behind us, just letting the right side fall. Again, you can always wrap your arm around your chair for some support here. And we want to make sure as we do this that our right leg is off of our chair, so we're really going to open up through our hips. Again, I know when I was having really bad lower back problems, this is something that the chiropractor always recommended me to do, just to open up that hip flexor. When they're tight, it puts pressure on your lower back, it rotates your pelvis. So again, just a really nice stretch here. And make sure your upper body's nice and tall, taking those nice deep breaths. Okay, let's go one more big breath here. And on your exhale, slowly bring your leg back to center and switching to the other side. Again, now we're going to have that right leg forward, left leg is tucked behind. We're opening up through the hips, so remember, nice tall core. Again, I felt really tight on this side, and this one is definitely not as easy to do, so you can't expect your body to be completely even, right? Just take everything in stride. So let's take a big deep breath here. Exhale, bringing ourselves together and back to the front. Going into our eagle pose here, crossing our legs, so just crisscross our feet here. Inhale, bringing our hands above. We're going to place our left leg or left arm forward, wrapping our right arm underneath and around here. Again, creating that opening through our upper back, strength through our core and lower back here. And take those nice full deep breaths. So let's do one more here. Exhale, release. Switch your feet, other side. So recross them, one foot over the other. Inhaling here, right hand stay still, left hand is going to come under and around. If you could double wrap. And again, nice full breaths for me. Big deep breath here, and exhale to release. Let's go ahead and just take a minute Just nice and easy, swaying side to side, not a full twist. Just kind of letting your arms run from your hips to your knees. And we'll take one final deep breath here. And release. And just like that, we are already at the end of our chair yoga class for today. I swear these classes go by quicker and quicker each time we do them. So thank you again for joining with me. Again, hope you're feeling a little bit of release in your lower back. Great stretches here in class today, whether you do a full class or you just need a quick minute. Reference this video, hopefully. And I will see you next time. Thanks for joining.